Hello everyone, are you ready for another adventure? It's me, Wokey, and I'm back with another Fate Grand Order video. And would you take a look at the time? April's coming to an end, which means Way is on its way. So it means it's time, once again, to take a look and see what events and banners are coming to the game in May. That's going to be today's video. I hope you like it. If you do, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you're looking forward to the most in May, and let's begin, shall we? The way that we always do, which explaining how do we know what's coming to the game in May? Well, the answer is that we're 2 years behind on the JP version of the game, which allows us to see into the future, see what they went through, and that means it will give us a pretty good equivalent of what's going to happen to us. There are always changes, which I'm going to have to talk about a lot in this video, which you'll see pretty soon why. But the big reason for a lot of those, the reason why it's not always 100% the same is because we have our anniversary on during Anime Expo, which is typically on the first Saturday of July, which this year is going to be July 4th. And then for Japan, their anniversary is always late July or early August. They get to choose between one of the two which one it releases, and as such it causes really big pains and headaches as we try and get all the things done before the anniversary can actually start for us and stuff like that. So, and then the other thing that happens now, which is something that didn't happen before, is that we occasionally get banners that the JP version did not get at the same time. One of the most recent examples is obviously the one that just came out, which is Ptolemaeus, which obviously Ptolemaeus did not have a banner when Chaldea Summer Adventure first came out. That was a banner specific to us. We can't really predict those, but that's basically where a lot of the discrepancies kind of happen. So now that I've explained that, let's take a look and see what's currently going on in the game, because this is going to be very important, because we need to talk about what actually is happening in May. So, to begin, the current event that's ongoing is the Chaldea Summer Adventure, and this one started on the 20th, technically the 19th, but officially the 20th, and it ends on the 10th. This is important. Why? Because when this event ended, which was in Japan, June 7th, the next event started, which was Lilim Harlot, and then after Lilim Harlot ended, that's when the next event for them happened, which was Dancing Dragon Castle, which is June 28th. June 28th this ends, and then this ended on July 19th, and then on July you could see the little events that they had going up until anniversary, and that's all good and everything, right? Okay, so this is where some of the weird discrepancies start to happen. So over here you can see that they have already told us that the Dancing Dragon Castle is scheduled for mid-June. Okay, fair enough. Originally, they incorrectly stated that this was going to be happening near the end of June, but that literally can't happen to us. But they corrected it. It's not late June. It is sometime mid-June is what they say. Okay, here's where the problems start. As I now have to tell you, where does it actually begin for us? So as you can see here in May, their May started off with the 3,200 day anniversary, and then also Chaldea Summer Adventure happened. So obviously we're going to take a little look at the things that happen afterwards. But then the question then begins, where are we going to talk to? And believe it or not, I think the thing we talk up to is Interlude Campaign 20. The reason is that I'm about to explain. So on May 10th, that's when likely Lilim Harlot is going to start. And that would mean that 3 weeks after May 10th is when Lilim Harlot was going to end, so that would be actually on the 31st of May. Okay, cool. Remember how I said Lilim Harlot, when it ends, that's when Dancing Dragon Castle happens. Now we run into the issue where everything that you see here happened before Dancing Dragon Castle. The Interlude Campaign happened June 21st. The pre-release campaign happened June 19th. This questionnaire happened the 14th, and this event itself started on June 7th. So that would mean that in the interim of when 10th starts, the 17th, 24th, 31st, all of these events would happen. But then you see where the problem runs in. That would mean if we were to follow Japan to the dot, that would mean Dancing Dragon Castle would have to start on the 1st, but they've already said that it's not happening early June, because they would say early June. It's happening mid-June. But the thing is that the other thing you have to take into account is that June is actually the last month we have before anniversary. We don't have that much time left until anniversary. We have 9 weeks and 5 days, I believe, which is basically 2 months and some change. So that means all of these things that you see here that happened in July, this has to happen in June, and it has to happen sometime with Dancing Dragon Castle. So Dancing Dragon Castle took place basically over 3 weeks. So assuming that it does not start on the 1st and it would start a week later, which would be the 7th or so, or maybe a little bit later, they have basically a 3-week window sometime before the 4th of July in July. So that would mean that the latest they could start it is probably like the 9th, or maybe I would assume the 7th is like my current guess. All of this to say, just to cover my ass, I am going to talk into Interlude Campaign 20. And if it doesn't happen during this month, then that's fine. But at least I'm telling you, here's my reasoning why a lot of this is funky. And a lot of this is funky just because we don't actually know when the start point and end dates. It's kind of like a lot of guessing, as we can see here. We would basically have like a good week or so of interim time before the next thing has to start. So that's a lot of things to say that for May, we're going to start with Advanced Quest Part 18, and then we're going to look all the way up to Interlude Campaign 20. Fair enough? And then if I get it wrong, then the next time I talk about what events are coming into the game in June, I will cover it there. So easy enough. Let's begin after like 6 minutes of trying to explain this. Advanced Quest Part 18 is going to be happening, and this will give us some more CEs that will boost item drop rates. We'll be finally able to max limit break record of heroes. There's also time limited master missions that are attempting Advanced Quest and clearing an Advanced Quest one time. It's so funny that they put attempt of like, hey man, as long as you tried, we didn't say you had to beat them. And the quests that are going to be available besides the Proof of Hero, one is going to be one for Black Tallow and one for Spinal Fluid. Each of these has like tips and tricks that you can kind of do. I won't focus too into them because this is more just trying to show you what is going to be happening in May rather than doing a whole crazy deep dive, because if it was a deep dive then the video would be much longer. But that's basically Advanced Quest Part 18. And now we'll move on to Interlude Campaign 19. And in Interlude Campaign 19, this is where my boys Don Quixote and Constantine are going to be getting interludes that will also give them upgrades. For Don Quixote, it is an upgrade to one of his active skills, and for Constantine, it's an upgrade to his Noble Phantasm. Both are very much welcomed for both of them, as I'm a fan of both of them. And the interludes for these servants will also be available if you do not own them for a limited time, so that's always good. But the requirements to it is to clear, for Don Quixote, is that you need to have cleared Wokey, reach 3rd Ascension, and reach Bond level 5. And for Constantine, it is you have to have cleared Trom, reach 2nd Ascension, and then reach Bond level 5. Some other campaigns are going to be related to them, is that there's going to be a login bonus where you can get some EXP and then also some tickets, 2 tickets in total, as you can see right here. And servant enhancement, 2 times grade and super suck chance will be here for Don Quixote and Constantine. And then the interlude 1/2 AP is also going to be applied for both of them. And all interludes, actually. All interludes will cost 1/2 the usual amount of AP for the entire duration of this campaign. I didn't realize if it was only them, then it would just be the 2 that they just started with. And then there will also be a summoning campaign for Constantine and Don Quixote as well. If there was not a big anniversary in summer coming up, I would definitely try and spare some so I can get some more copies of Don Quixote, because I absolutely love him. I already have Constantine. I could use more copies in the sense that he would be tankier to kind of go around with, but I'm actually fine at the current MP level that he has for him. It's really more for Don Quixote because he is unfortunately story locked, so he's kind of a pain in the ass to get more copies of, but I'm not going to be able to summon for him in this instance. And then next we have the Summer 2024 Participation Aid campaign, which will, I guess, change to Summer 2026 Participation Aid campaign. It's just some quests and limited time missions to help us out, which is just clearing arrows of the main story quest between Arc 1 and Arc 2. I've heard some people say that they're kind of annoyed that a lot of there's like no breathing room for them to actually do the story, as they are newer players and they're like doing the event, and then as soon as the event ends we go straight into the into the next event. It's a little bit funky because of all that, so they haven't had time to do the story. Would be a good excuse to kind of take some time off and get it done. It's only clearing arrows, so it's not like you'd have to go crazy far into it, but either way, it's a good excuse to go break off and get some 5 sync quartz. And this will happen 2 times, so this is where the first time it will happen, and that participation will come up pretty soon as I go through some of the other ones. I believe the other one is in July. Yes, so this would actually happen for us sometime in June, so I'll talk about the other part when we get there. Anyway, the actual event that will be for the vast majority of May, besides the current ongoing one that we have, is going to be Lilim Harlot, which is the one we would have also voted for if we were given the chance to vote for what events would be revived. We were always going to pick Lilim Harlot because this is a good chance to get Draco again. Of course, when they voted for Draco on this one, how would they know that Draco would come back the next year? It is kind of funny in hindsight to think about, like, oh, hey, yeah, we have to vote for the beast because they said these are going to be super rare. And then because of the story ending, Draco did get a repeat next year. So it completely falls on deaf ears when the super rare beast units are only really super rare on the GSSR, but you still run a bunch of banners for them. Anyway, clear Wokey is going to be the main thing you have to do here to actually participate in the event, but there will be story spoilers for Sin, so if you have not got up to that Lost Belt, I would suggest trying to get up to there, or maybe just skip the story, or maybe it's okay to still read it and just not be confused by it or something. It's okay. Other campaigns that will be here for 1/2 AP for Bleached Earth, 2 times the XP for Satantata. Not going over all of the event things because obviously I'll talk about this more when it actually comes time to it, but some quick things that are worth mentioning, such as game updates. Satanta will get his Houndslayer upgraded, and Skahawk will also get her Godslayer upgraded, and Nero Claudius will also have her Guts upgraded. So those are 3 good strengthenings right there. And then inside the Da Vinci Workshop, you'll be able to get the Piercing Bunny Skahawk costume dress if you have cleared E Pleber Inum. E Pluribus Inum. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's okay. It will cost you 0 rare mana prisms if you have cleared that, and if you haven't cleared it and you still want to buy it early, you can buy it, and then later on when you do clear this, you'll get it refunded. Not too bad. Skahawk's trial quest will also be added to the shop as well, that you can purchase for rare mana prisms, but if you've also already cleared E Pluribus Inum, it's free, and you get those mana prisms back if you bought them early and then got it later. It comes with a ticket, so it's worth doing, obviously. It also comes with some sweet 1 gems. It is funny to see, yeah, oh yeah, the 1 blue Lancer gem, 1 red Lancer gem, 1 gold Lancer gem, and a ticket. One of these is better than the others in one quality, in one quantity. Rare Prism Exchange update will also be added. The FGO Arcade pre-release campaign craft essences that were previously only attainable through the login campaign are going to be exchangeable. So you'll be able to trade 1 rare mana prism and you'll get 1 of them. It's UFO Catcher, Chaldea Fighter, Opera in Arcade, and Run After Run. Really cool just for the art themselves. I really do like, it was so cool, the idea of doing like all these arcade featured CEs. It was really neat. And then it's a mission style event. So, and the missions are pretty straightforward from what I remember, and there's also a lot of stuff related to units, but that's again some more details related to the event itself, which I'll talk about later. We'll talk. This is going to end up being important, but we'll take a look at the free quests because you'll see why when I talk about them. So there's currently 4 confirmed banners and 1 unconfirmed banner. So obviously the big one is going to be Draco and Lacosta, and the craft essences attached to them are going to always be Great Mother, Mushrooming, and Service Games. The next summon campaign is one that features Jacques the Molay, Skahawk, and Gilgamesh Caster. Another summon campaign will feature Tiamat and Lacosta as well, and then there will be a bunch of banners that feature King Hassan, Nightingale, Mordred, Jack the Ripper, Artoria Lancer, Alter, and Nero Claudius. I believe that Jack the Ripper is with Nero, and for Mordred, she's with Lancer Alter over here. And King Hassan and Nightingale are just kind of chilling on themselves. And then remember how I said there's another banner? So similar to what I said with Telemaeus, I'm going to start remembering to talk about them because I didn't talk about them previously, and now I feel like I really need to because it keeps happening. There's likely going to be a banner that is going to be focused around the free quest. I don't know what units are going to be on it, obviously, but it's going to be focused on the hardest difficulty, which was going to be 90++, which is one that features a bunch of riders. So maybe a Lancer will kind of show up. I don't know if they would be single target or something like that. They could be a Berserker as well. But I guess that's something to kind of keep a mind on if you have an Assassin that you're looking forward to getting a rerun at some point. This would be their chance to be able to rerun them. And then if you want to do the other one, these are also Lancers and stuff like that. It's a little bit weird when they're like, oh yeah, these will help you do the grind, when for this event in particular, the unit that helps you with the grind is called Draco. You want to try and get Draco because Draco has an advantage on all of the 7 classes and stuff like that, so of course you would want to use her for that. But anyway, that's the Lilim Harlot rerun. Next, we have the Questionairre. This is pretty straightforward. In Japan, they had a Questionairre where you could get 4 tickets. I think we're likely to get a Questionairre as well. Our questions will be likely different, and they'll ask us more stuff pertaining to our version of the game. And if they don't do that, they'll just find a way to give us 4 tickets, and it's like equivalent exchange, basically. But I really do wish that they do a survey, just because this is the best way to kind of fill out the Questionairre and let them know feedback and stuff like that. And they do actually look at the feedback, trust me on this one. As someone who works in this kind of industry of like survey stuff and answers, you would be surprised how important a lot of those answers are and how many people do not take them seriously. Because they think that they're not actually being listened to, but trust me, they are. And then next we have the Dancing Dragon pre-release campaign, which will have a login bonus that has a total of 3 Saint Quartz in it, along with some foes, some QP, an apple, and yeah. Event-related servants will have interlude campaigns, so all event bonus servants interludes will cost 1/2 the usual AP, and then for limited time players who do not have the servant unlocked, owned, summoned, will also be able to enjoy these interludes, provided that they meet the requirement for each of the quests. So we have Suzuki Gozen, who you need to have cleared Solomon, and then also clear Interlude 1, say Shonagon, which is clear Fuyuki, and then clear Interlude 1, and then clear Hainkyo for her 2. Emiya has 2, and his are clear Fuyuki and clear Interlude 1. For waiver, we have 3 in total, which is clear Septum, clear Interlude 1, and clear Okeanis, and then clear Interlude 2. And for Leonardo da Vinci, this is the big one that actually I've been waiting for on this one, because I forgot when she was last available for it. I didn't actually have time to do the interlude, but I would be very interested in this one. You have to have cleared Solomon for the first one, and then for the other one, you have to have cleared Interlude 1 and clear Arc 2 Prologue. For Thomas Edison, he has 1, and you just need to clear E Pluribus Enum. And for Kintoki, he has 2. You have to clear London and then clear Interlude 1 and clear Solomon. For Tomomo Cat, she has 2, and she has 1 that just is clear Okeanis, and the other one is clear Interlude 1 and clear London. And then for Kiyohime, it's clear Orleans, and it's only 1 for her. And then other campaigns will be event-related servants will get strengthening quests, 1/2 AP campaign, event-related servants friend points ×2 campaign, event-related servant bond points plus 20% campaign, and then event-related servants great and super suck rate 2 times campaign. And then there would be a live stream here, I suppose, for Dancing Dragons. I don't know if we would do the equivalent of that, but I guess we'll keep an eye out for it. For the pre-release, there's likely to be a stream on the day before, is what I would assume. I don't know if they want to do a full like pre-release wait for it, or they'll also kind of wait for it in that kind of instance. But I guess we'll find out together when it happens, huh? And then finally, Interlude Campaign 20, which is new interludes for, of course, Taigong Wong and Dobronya Nikich. And similar to the other interludes, that if you don't have the servant, you'll be able to do them for a limited time, even if you don't own them. Taigong Wong doesn't have a strengthening, so it's just 2 Saint Quartz, but Nikich has an upgrade to her Noble Phantasm. And for the login bonus, we have a single ticket on day 1, and then on the 5th consecutive login, you'll get another ticket, along with some EXP along the way. Servant enhancement will be increased for both of them, ×2 great and super suck chance. And all interludes will be 1/2 AP cost for the entire duration of this campaign. Man, there is for a good chunk of time where interludes are just 1/2 AP for a very long time. And there will be a summon banner featuring Taigong Wong and Dobronya Nikich. I don't have a reason to summon on this, but if you do end up summoning on it, then I wish you the best. And that is likely it for what's happening in May. We'll see how right I am. Feel free to leave a comment down below for what your theories are on this one. Again, I'm not saying that I'm going to be right on this, but as you can see, I've at least showed you why I went insane. There was a previous version of this video that I did, and then I went, wait a minute, some of this isn't making any sense, so I had to look in to do everything. But if I get this right, Dancing Dragons Castle and these events should still be possible in June. But man, the idea of like, the main thing I was like, I always forget this because I always think I have more time than we do, but we actually don't have that much time, is that once June hits, we're basically a month away from anniversary. And from that point on, we have to get in a lot of stuff before the big things happen. And then once anniversary is here, ooh, I am looking forward to it. So yeah, this is actually when anniversary was for them. It was on August 4th. This is the pre-release campaign that has to fit in. So we have to fit in all of this plus Dancing Dragons before 4th of July hits. I think it's possible. It's definitely possible, but we'll see. And yeah, I can't wait for actual anniversary in summer. I've obviously got 300 tickets waiting for Space Irish Kagol, the Beast version. I'm obviously waiting for that. For summer, I'm still currently debating who's going to be getting the vast majority of my St. Quartz, but I'm obviously excited to summon for summer any year because I do love summoning on summer, even though last year's summer left a little bit of a weird taste when I could not get the 1 4-star that I really wanted. But either way, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, that's what it's looking like. Feel free to let me know. That's the end of the video, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Again, feel free to let me know what you feel about the current timeline that we're on, what the order's gonna kind of look like. This is another thing where like I'm not 100% sure where the timeline really looks like. And especially after what they've done recently, I really don't know what they have planned sometimes. The good thing is that now it's pretty safe to say we are not. A lot of people thought that we were going to have the Fate Strange Fake. I have to be very careful with this because in the previous video, I spent 3 minutes screwing up that name. But on Japan right now, there's a collab event going on. And some people believe that it was potentially possible because we got Richard that maybe we would have that event same time as Japan. But the second we got the summer event, it was like 90% not likely to happen. Now I feel like it's pretty close to 100%. We will just simply experience that event in 2 years' time when it's happening. Which is a bummer, I guess, for the people who are currently enjoying the anime. But it's great for me because I definitely would not want to experience that event right now. That would be... hell, as you can see as I explained the entire breakdown of like this weird tight window that we're going to be walking for a bit. But anyway, that's finally the end of the video. I don't remember if I said this, but I'll say it again. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know how you feel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, I wish you all the best of luck. Till next time, bye-bye, peace out. And let me say next time one last time because I've ended it like 7 times saying next time. Next time! Bye!